So, and Republican voters who may be in the hospital right now or have a wife in the hospital right now with a non-viable pregnancy that might kill her. Joyce Vance, I'll bring it back to this. I don't understand how they could be voting on any other issue, given the state of affairs right now in Texas. I'm curious about the implications of the Kate Cox case in terms of how it could impact other women across the country. And also, if the Supreme Court allows her finally the life-saving health care that she needs, the ability to have an abortion, can she sue for pain and suffering? I mean, are there options here? Do women have any options left?
And that's the question, because right now the option is for every woman on her own to find the financial and emotional resources to file a lawsuit getting permission to have an abortion. In Texas, there's another case on the books where a group of women banded together to try to see if they could break through. That case is also on hold. And so, Mika, to your point, a lot of this comes down to the ballot box, and not just who's elected president in the next election, but also in this post-Dobbs environment where every state creates its own rules for abortion, decisions about who will be in a state legislature, who the governor, who the attorney general will become critically important. We know that after the Dobbs decision, where the Supreme Court took away Roe versus Wade, abortion became a rallying cry in elections. And with all due respect to Brother Heilman, whose political acumen I have great respect for, I think we're entering the Christmas season. Voters aren't yet focused. By the first of the year, I think we'll see folks look at abortion like they did in some unusual places after Dobbs, Kansas, for instance, where voters who wanted to preserve the right to choice prevailed in an election unexpectedly. More recently in Ohio, I think this issue picks up and begins to resonate with voters as we enter 2024.
Brand new polling out of Iowa on the Republican field for president. Joining us now from the big board, NBC News national political correspondent Steve Kornacki. Steve, what do the numbers show?
Yeah, we're basically almost exactly 35 days, almost exactly a month until the Iowa caucuses. This, what we're going to show you, our brand new NBC News Des Moines Register poll. The Des Moines Register poll is taken by Ann Selzer. She is known as one of the best in the business and certainly the authority when it comes to polling on Iowa. So let me show you these numbers. Republican side for the Iowa caucuses. We now have Donald Trump leading with an outright majority in Iowa, 51%. Ron DeSantis, a very distant second at 19. Nikki Haley, 16. Ramaswamy and Christie at 4. We last polled Iowa in October, also with the Des Moines Register. Since then,
Chappelle, and welcome to American Television News. Go ahead, friends and folks and family and everyone that's watching. Hit the free like and that free subscribe button. It helps a lot. Our team really needs this, so please hit the like and free subscribe. That was Mika Scarborough. She was on MSNBC and she had 2 points that she was talking about. She was talking about the abortion law. She's saying that that's going to be a big issue come 2024 when voters find out that Roe versus Wade was overturned. I don't think anybody cares. I think abortion is not a legal right. It is a human right. So I think that we're all over it already, Mika. So thank you for trying to warn us about 2024, but I think we'll take our chances. Then they're talking about Trump leading in the poll, and I guess she's very disappointed. But we do know that President Donald Trump might be going up against President Biden in 2024. Of course, big government is trying to make this more of an abortion issue. They're going to try to avoid inflation. I mean, we are like drowning in inflation in the United States, and yet still big government is going to say this is about Roe versus Wade. It got overturned. We need a government that is going to go ahead and put back Roe versus Wade. That's what big government is going to come to us with in 2024. Meanwhile, America owes $34 trillion. 1 in 5 person owes student loan. Student loans average about $38,000 per person. And this is what we're going to talk about, the abortion. This isn't right. I'm Tisha Paul. We'll be back with that was Mika Scarborough. She was on MSNBC and she was talking about two issues that big government will be facing. Number one is that President Donald Trump is leading in the polls. Donald Trump has 51% he's going in with. DeSantis has 19%. Haley's got 16%. Ramaswamy's got 5%. So that's a lot for big government to be upset about because it looks like it's going to be Trump versus Biden on the 2024 ballot. And we know that Colorado pulled Trump's name off for the GOP, but that doesn't do anything. Trump can still get his name on in March. Now, another big issue is the abortion issue. Mika Scarborough seems to think that people are sleeping and they need to wake up because abortion is no longer legal federal-wise in the United States. You can only get an abortion based upon what state you're in. So that is disturbing to big government. That is disturbing to MSNBC analysts. As you could tell, they've all been on and they've been pounding this abortion issue like it's a much to do about nothing. It's not a big deal anymore. We understand that the Dobbs case overruled Roe versus Wade, and abortion is now a state issue the way it's supposed to be in the first place. And while we're pushing it to be a federal issue, I don't know why we push for something to be a federal issue. But the bigger problem is that the inflation is high. And that's what we need to remind viewers and voters about. The inflation is what we need to vote on. Mika, we're not going to be voting on abortion. That's already settled. What we need to vote on is the inflation, the high student loans, the high interest rate, just the have and the have-nots, and how the country has just been going to rambles. You know, we're going to rumbles in this country. We've never owed $34 trillion before in America. That's a big deal. We have got Gary Seckler, who is in charge of the SEC. He's going after competitive, really good corporations that are cryptocurrency. Those are the things that we need to talk about, Mika. Not, oh, Trump is leading in the polls and, ooh, abortion. What if a woman wants to get an abortion? Well, she's out of luck. That's just about it. A woman doesn't need to get an abortion. A fetus turns into a baby. It's a gift, it's a gift from nature. So we're trying to protect the children, and mothers are, they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. They have carved out exceptions for it, and that's a good sign as well. But we cannot ignore what's going on in the United States. The average person owes what? $39,000 in student loans. The average person owes what? $430,000 for a single family home. The average single family home is $430,000. We've got Wall Street we're up against in buying real estate. I mean, this is something that we really have to talk about. I'm Tisha Paul. We'll talk more.